Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I wanted to share some habits and routine shifts I picked up since really leaning into the bodybuilding lifestyle starting about 5 years ago. Now, I didn't adopt all of these habits or change my mindset completely overnight. It was definitely a gradual process, starting with one small change, letting it become second nature in my routine, and then adopting more and more as I got more into training hard and pursuing muscle growth. At the beginning of this journey, I simply wanted to see if I could build some muscle and feel better in my skin. I never would have thought that something as simple as lifting weights could change me so fundamentally in just 5 short years. As I walk you through some of these changes, you'll see my go-to breakfast setup in the background. This exact routine started back in July when I chose to prep for a bodybuilding show for the first time, and I've stuck with it every morning since then, even now that prep's over. There's something calming and therapeutic about waking up and knowing exactly what I'm eating for breakfast. So that is definitely the first habit I'd recommend. Build a simple morning routine that gets you up and moving without overthinking it. Picking a breakfast or a specific way of making morning coffee if you don't like to eat first thing that you genuinely look forward to is key. It fights decision fatigue that some people struggle with when they don't have a plan and allows you to hit the ground running in the morning. On those mornings when you're dragging, having something easy that you can do on autopilot gives you a successful start to the day that can then be followed by more confidence and focus, knowing you've already stuck to your plan and accomplished something positive. You can then go on to accomplish your actual tasks for the day after you've taken care of yourself first thing. So to get into the specifics of this simple meal that I make for almost a year now, it's been 200 grams of egg whites and 2 whole eggs, a small, solid meal, one of protein and fat that works perfectly for me as a base for every season that I'm in. Since I'm out of prep, I've added cream of rice or oats to this for carbs and more calories overall, especially because this doubles as my pre-workout meal. The eggs and egg whites are a year-round staple that are super simple, and I can tweak the carbs depending on what my macros for the day look like. I prep it by cooking the egg whites omelet style, topping them with a 0-calorie sweetener like a sucralose powder that I use here, and then adding heaps of cinnamon. If you've never tried sweet egg whites before, definitely give it a go. I cook the eggs to be over medium just because I like them like that, and then add some simple Himalayan pink salt. This total prep takes about 5 minutes and is a nice savory and sweet meal that I do look forward to every day. Finding something simple like this to eat for yourself is a game changer. The next habit that I've implemented is morning walks. I've been doing this for about pretty much all 5 years without really missing a day. Whether it's outside when the weather cooperates, which is my preference, or on the treadmill, it's been my non-negotiable wherever I'm at in the world. On vacation, perfect. I'll walk to scope out the new area, maybe get a coffee on the way. Weather getting nicer, perfect. I don't have to wear a coat, and I'll get some sun on my face first thing. Podcast to listen to, sweet. I'll save it for the morning when I go on my walk. This morning movement has been huge for my mental health and keeps me grounded when I am prone to getting anxiety first thing in the morning. There's something about slipping on your shoes and walking, no overthinking, just simple repetitive motion. Clears my mind and lets me plan my day, or honestly, just give me a moment to take in my surroundings and focus on my breath. I'll reflect, express gratitude, maybe say a prayer or two. And if that meditation and kind of gratitude is not really up your alley, you can use this time to check social media or get caught up on some emails. I do like walking before eating, usually just sipping on an energy drink or coffee. Gets my appetite going for the day, and I don't like eating first thing out of bed anyways. The walking I do is not intense either. I like to do about an hour long, normal pace stroll on flat ground, heart rate barely getting up. There's nothing magic about the hour, I just like that amount of time, and it helps me to get a good chunk of my steps in for the day as well. Another task boxed off first thing. Even 15 or 30 minutes of movement in the morning will probably benefit you in some way. So try some morning movement like walking, biking, light stretching, yoga, whatever you enjoy. It's the perfect way to get rid of morning grogginess and stiffness to set up your day. The third habit that I have implemented is a consistent water intake. Yeah, boring, but hear me out. I drink about 6 liters a day and have for the past couple of years. I started out at about 3 liters, bumped it up to a gallon, 4 liters, and now I feel parched without that gallon and a half or 6 liters. Everyone says drink water, but most of us definitely need more than we think. Since getting consistent about it, I've noticed many benefits like my appetite being more stable. I don't get crazy hunger spikes between meals since I'm always kind of sipping on something and hydrating myself. Sometimes we confuse thirst for hunger, which causes many people to overeat. Also, my skin's super hydrated and I deal with fewer blemishes than when I was barely drinking any water. My workouts are much better and my muscles feel more supple and flexible, as weird as that sounds. And with the amount of fiber I eat in a day with all the veggies and everything, water is definitely needed to help kind of flush everything through. The one downside is that you will pee a lot, almost every hour I feel like, or more, which is not ideal, but the benefits like the no headaches, clear skin, balanced hunger totally outweigh that. So get yourself a nice fun water bottle and drink up. And the last shift that I'll go over in this video is my shift in eating habits. I could talk about eating habits for probably a whole hour video, so I'll be making more on that topic, but specifically I've gained a deep appreciation for simple whole foods and rarely eat out at restaurants now. These days I eat almost exclusively all single ingredient stuff that I've learned to make and cook myself at home. Meat, plants, things from the ground or from an animal. Things like packaged, processed, or fried foods don't even cross my mind anymore and really haven't for years. And family members don't really understand how I don't eat the crumble cookie that's always in my kitchen or the pizza that is brought home for dinner many nights. I feel so good and can train and function exactly how I want to on my regular meals, that fast food or heavy restaurant dishes just don't appeal to me anymore. I simply stopped craving them once I cut them out, and now my taste buds crave simple things like a juicy steak, some Brussels sprouts air fried to perfection, or a perfectly baked sweet potato. If you would have told me 5 years ago that I was saying all this, I definitely would not have believed you. It sounds crazy, but my taste buds have evolved, picking up on subtle flavors like different salts or the difference between cinnamon brands. Eating simply also makes troubleshooting digestion easy. Since I know all of the ingredients that I eat, if something's off, I can pinpoint the culprit fast. Try cutting out some of these processed foods you're eating and stick to the outer edges of the grocery stores. Your body will for sure thank you for it, and you will start to crave those healthy foods after consistently eating them for a while. Okay, I think that is enough for this first video on how bodybuilding has shaped me into being a better person. I have about 20 other things I could get into and will in the future, so more videos to come. But if you've been thinking about getting into the gym and have just been a little on the fence, I encourage you to start. Take that first step and your life could change forever, as mine surely has. So, thank you again for watching, and peace out.